Your flight has been cancelled. Well, if you had booked a flight with GoFirst, you would have received this message earlier. Over the past few days, there has been a lot of buzz going around GoFirst. The airline first filed for bankruptcy, many flights were cancelled, the flight has not been taking bookings, and much more has happened. But the problems are beyond that. India has been a graveyard for the airlines. Broke GoFirst might be fighting for this battle, but many had to shut down their business earlier. Hello and welcome, I'm Pallavi Sharma and you are watching ET Now. In this video, we dig the past and the graves of the airlines that failed in the country. We also tell you why GoFirst is fighting this battle and what's next for the airline. Let's start with why GoFirst is in news. On May 2nd, while announcing that the airline has cancelled its flights for May 3rd and 4th, it filed for insolvency before the NCLAT in Delhi. It further extended the cancellation of flights to May 9. The airline blamed Pratt & Whitney for faulty engines. It said that if only P&W would have complied with the arbitration order and released spare leased engines, it would not be in a financial crisis as of now. However, P&W has been denying the claims. It said that GoFirst had a bad payment history. Now, skipping all this back and forth between the two companies, let's stick to what's important. What happened recently was that NCLT has given a relief to the airline and admitted its case. However, the tribunal ordered that the lessors of the airlines will not be able to take back their aircraft until the memorandum is on. Now, world's second largest lessor, SMBC Aviation Capital, has approached the NCLAT challenging the NCLT order. Well, the case seems to be here to stay for a while. Meanwhile, the airline has indicated that it will resume operations on fewer routes from May 24th. But GoFirst is not the first flight to go broke in India. Nearly 11 well-known airlines failed in the country, including some owned by the billionaires. But why is India a graveyard for airlines? There are 5 major reasons. Number 1 is fuel. A major chunk of operating costs in aviation industry is air turbine fuel or ATF. Now, there has been a phenomenal rise in ATF prices, nearly 60 to 70% in the past few years. In India, ATF is heavily taxed. States impose a VAT of as high as 30%. Now, since India is 85% dependent on imports to meet oil needs, reducing these taxes is the only way to help to cut costs for these airlines. Number 2 is dollar impact. Jet fuel, lease payments, maintenance and other costs are typically priced in dollars. As rupee depreciates, the cost increases for these airlines as well. Number 3 is fluctuating demand. Demand elasticity is a major challenge in the aviation business all over the world. It is very sensitive for this sector. It's a high cost business anyway, and you have to manage the airline costs and pay salaries even if the demand is low. Number 4 is regulations. Aviation is highly regulated by the government, and adhering to government regulations means extra cost for the private airlines. The airfares have been regulated by the government of India. This led to a race of low-cost airlines as they wanted to compete with the government prices, and intense competition led to airlines not being able to hike fares as they wanted, and this resulted in losses. Number 5 is aviation or airline business is already a low profit business. It means that it is not easy to get profits from an airline business. Many people get into this business because it looks glamorous. However, the costs are often unmanageable. There is intense competition. Customers seek for low fares. In Q3 FY23, Vistara turned profitable for the first time since it was launched in 2013. 10 years. It took 10 years for the airline to become profitable, and that was after it was owned by Tatas. It takes a long time to gain profits in this business, and it needs high capital. As Warren Buffett once said, that the worst sort of business is one that grows rapidly and requires significant capital to engender growth and then earns little to no money. Think airlines. Here, a durable competitive advantage has proven elusive ever since the days of Wright brothers. And all that said, India is much worse because the sector hasn't grown much and the per capita flying in India is still very low. So will GoFirst get out of this with the relief? Might fly again, but the NCLAT hearing today will decide the fate for the airline. To know what happens next, stay tuned to ET Now's YouTube channel.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.